We're sold the American dream. Beautiful homes in a booming part of DFW. Little did they realize their houses were actually funded by people living halfway around the world seeking their own American dream. With both groups saying now they were duped, they called our Alana Otler for some consumer justice. Alana?
This company planned to build thousands of homes across DFW. And to do that, they recruited investors from Asia, even pitching green cards in exchange for investments. But now it's unclear how many of these homes will ever get built. They were supposed to be thriving communities, 4,200 houses across DFW, built by the Fort Worth company Serene Country Homes.
One of the problems is at the front door, no weather stripping up there.
But homeowners say their experience is anything but serene.
The stove caught on fire. The dishwasher was never actually installed.
There's no communication.
The first thing that you see when you drive in here are unfinished abandoned homes.
Families in Fossil Creek and the hills of Windridge say Serene hasn't finished homes or completed warranty work.
They have your money. That's what it seems like. It was great up until the point that we signed the contract, and then from there on, it was zero communication.
With construction at a standstill, homeowners worry Serene is going under. But Consumer Justice found the company hard at work, selling the American dream in Asia. And Serene is anything but subtle. Ads featuring smiling families proclaim, buy U.S. real estate, qualify for a green card. Serene's own website tells potential investors to plan your move to the U.S. through the federal EB-5 program. The process grants green cards to foreign investors who create jobs in the U.S. Not interested in moving to America? No problem. Various ads tout hefty payoffs with returns as high as 20% per year. Amateur investor Vijay Nambiar says he bought in.
And this looked like a very good project. Everything about it seemed right.
Nambiar lives in Singapore. He says he invested 40 grand in Serene with plans of making nearly twice that by 2017. But 6 years later, he's seen roughly $1,000. And while he doesn't want a green card, he does want his money back.
We have not got any response over a year. Most of us are approaching our retirement. This was actually for my children's education.
Overseas, Serene goes by another name, A2A. Last year, a government agency in Singapore put the company on an investor alert list. That same year, Serene was actively courting investors from Asia and bringing them on tours in Fort Worth. UTA Associate Professor Sriram Vilapuram says the project raises red flags, especially in a booming market like DFW.
It sort of strikes me as odd that they have to work so hard to go across the ocean, Pacific Ocean, to find investors.
In both communities, we found entire blocks of unfinished homes.
There's no action at all on these houses that are mid-construction. Nothing. It's a literal ghost town.
When no one at Serene returned our calls or emails, we stopped by the office in Fort Worth. An employee said no one could talk. But that same day, while interviewing neighbors in Windridge, we spotted this same car that was parked outside the same office. The driver? Serene's CEO, Joseph Atru.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Atru, can we talk to you for a second? Can we talk to you? Can you tell us why these investors haven't gotten their money? When are these homes going to be finished, Mr. Atru?
This seems like something you would see in a movie. This can't really be happening.
Investors started working with a lawyer in Houston in hopes of getting their money back. Later this month, investors are set to vote on whether they want to sell another property in Fort Worth, where Serene never even broke ground. We obtained a notice that says Serene was offered $100 million for that land, but nobody seems to know where that money's coming from, and it's a question we will absolutely keep asking, Doug.
And it appears very frustrating for a lot of people. Alana, thank you.
Of course.